everyone, welcome back to Obsessive Prepper AZ. Today I want to do a review on the Okmo 1000. Now I did a review of the Okmo 2000 and that's behind me here, and I did a thorough review on that. So not everything's going to be in on the Okmo. It will be more of me talking as a prepper of why I think you should get a power bank. I know there was a lot of concerns with the cost of the Okmo 2000. Now the 2000 watt is approximately $1,500. So that, makes people like shudder going, oh my goodness. But if you save up and you build your preps up and you put away, you can start getting things like these power banks. I wanted to get the Okmo 1000 so I could discuss with you the different things it can do, basically the same thing other than a little less. But the price point isn't as expensive as the Okmo 2000. That's a tongue twister. The Okmo 1000 is $759, and I know a lot of you still say, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, I wanted to discuss, just in recent days, we have had a lot of things go on in the last few weeks. We had those tornadoes that went through the entire South, through Kentucky. My daughter lives in Kentucky, and just a little west of her in Bowling Green, they had some major issues. Along with that, we had Michigan and the power outages that they had in Michigan. And a lot of people went without power. Now, I'm not saying that these things are going to fuel your house for endless amounts of times. It is something that you would need solar panels. A lot of people can't afford big solar panel units, but you're, in your price point, you can look at something like a 100 watt, 200 watt that would charge these guys up, and then you have endless power. Again, it's not something to just run your whole house. This is stuff that you are going to run to get you by until that power starts getting up. And it's by all means not anything that you're going to sit there and run 24 hours at a time. So what we're discussing here is, in my last video, I did a video of me testing out the G2000. And I have my Thompson small freezer. I have a couple big freezers, but I wanted to know how long I could run the G2000 on my freezer before I started losing bars. I went 24 hours on my G2000, a solid 24, and only one bar got lost. Now the Okmo 1000 is a little bit different in the story because we're talking 1000 watts difference here, but I got a total of 23 hours and it went down to 2 bars. Okay, so our power bank is off. It is fully charged. There's 5 bars on our power bank. Now I've got it on there. You can see that it's 5 bars. I'm going to go ahead and plug this freezer in. And then what happens is when you plug it in, you have to hit this AC output button. And you can see that it's charging. And then I've got my stopwatch like I did in my last video of the G2000 watt power bank, and we're going to see how long before it starts dropping bars on this 1000 unit. So I'm going to go ahead and push start, and we're going to get it going, and I will get back to you. It took exactly 23 hours for it to drop down to 2 bars. So 5 bars down to 2 bars, and I ran my freezer for a solid 23 hours. Now going back to the Okmo 2000, I ran that 24 hours, then I hooked up a fan, and then I hooked up a light, and we ran it for over 30 hours before it got down to that 2 bar mark. So, you need to figure out what is best for your family. Like I said, a lot of people have made in the comments sections that they can't afford certain things. And you have to get in the right mindset of prepping. What is the best thing for you, and then how are you going to get it, and slowly put that money away for these. Now there was an issue, just like any lithium battery, it's not going to last forever. You can look at in the upwards of 8 to 10 years on a lithium battery, but to me that's great, having that reliability that if the power does go out, that I can hook up my freezer for 4 hours, get that thing cold, then go hook it up to my refrigerator, get that cold, and then during the daytime take it outside and hook solar panels to it so it recharges your power banks. Another thing I had talked about, I'll leave some clips up here, my mother was on an oxygen machine, And anybody that has medical issues, have family that is on oxygen, you know this is a major issue. And a lot of those little portable tanks with the fuel tanks, unless you have a endless supply of those, you're going to run out of oxygen. Some, people are walking around with the portable units. My mother had one of those also, but every night we had to recharge it. We have to recharge it. So you have to think about, if you have no power, what are you going to do? Again, I'm not going to really do a thorough review because they're both really similar. I'm going to suggest, if you want to know the operating of these two things, to go to this one video that I just did of the Okmo 2000. I'll go over it just a teeny bit. Just like the 2000, we have 3 plugins. We have the DC in, the PV in. We have different things, USBs for your phone. And then we have the DC adapter that you can charge it with your car, whatever that you have with this. Another concern I want to talk about, as preppers, a lot of people have generators. And generators, you're going to run out of gas. They're very noisy. So in a situation as preppers where we're trying to be quiet, something like this is going to work out the best because you can still operate a lot of things without making a lot of noise. And that is an SHTF situation, but as preppers, we're always thinking about the next thing or what could possibly happen. Having portable electricity is great. You can grab one of these, pick it up, throw it in your vehicle, take it camping, use it in your fifth wheel, use it for medical purposes. There's a lot of different options. It's Christmas time. I'm seeing people run around with lights and doing light parades. You could attach your Christmas lights to these and run all night long into the next day and have no issues. So you've got to think, not necessarily doomsday, you got to think about other things that you can use. I did want to address, somebody had made a comment on my channel on my G2000 that was I not concerned about that the Okmo company didn't have a US based company. They do have a US based company. It is in Woodland, California, and customer service, no issues, both 2-year warranties. That's a great deal. And so I'm not going to tell you to get something that if I don't feel comfortable. And for all my subscribers out there, and you watch my videos, I do not sell things. I do not get $1 for telling you about this. In the links below, if I've got it for Amazon, I do not have an Amazon account. I did years ago. I got off of that kick because I'm not in it for the money. I'm not that way. I make a little bit off my YouTube channels, but I do not do it off of selling Amazon or different products. I'm not that person. I'm there trying to help you and help you find and make the right decisions of items to get for your preps. Anyways, I wanted to show real quick. Now on the G2000, this is the plug-in station for it. And then this is the plug-in pack for the G1000. Big difference. There was questions people had made on other videos about these getting really hot. They do not get hot. Now, I think Okmo fixed that problem. They might have had an issue at one time. This one here, when I got it in, was in 2 bars, and they recommend that you put it on a charge. I got it to a full charge. It gets a little warm, but it doesn't get hot. Not to the point of you can't pick this up. It's not that hot. So I just wanted to address that. So I have my charger on. All I've got to do is plug it into the DC unit. You can see here that I have 2 bars because I ran my freezer for 23 hours. You can see my stopwatch. I didn't want to show this in a video without comparing what the two do. So like I said, 30 hours, 24 hours, it went down 2 bars, and then I hooked up my fan and I hooked up my light. This was just the freezer for 24 hours at 2 bars. It will take approximately 7-8 hours to get a full charge again, and it will take approximately 6 hours to get a full charge if you're using 2 100-watt solar panels. So, and that also depends on the weather outside, if we've got some clouds or not. So in my last video, again, I highly recommend watching it if you show interest in these 2 power banks. That, I'm a big solar person. I love solar panels. I believe I don't necessarily believe on houses. I don't follow that kind of guideline, but I think if you can do a lot of things solar, that's great. And by having solar, you can use it on so many things and also be able to charge your power banks. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I just wanted to get this out because some of you that are looking for Christmas presents and can afford a power bank and you've been saving money for your next prepping item, these are the guys you want to go with. A lot of people have their own opinions on solar panels, on power banks, and it's really up to you. I'm just here to show you the things that I've got, what I do, and I hope it helps out for you. Okmo is a great product as far as I'm concerned. It does have a U.S. backed company. They are in California, so I do not want that concern for you. And there is a solid 2-year warranty on them. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. Have a blessed day.